Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Surrounded by people who adore you, or sitting all alone with not even the sound of birds chirping to keep you company. Enjoying every comfort that money can buy, or barely having enough cloth to cover your body. Whatever be the external situation, the man of perfection is revelling. And this beautiful verse in Bhaja Govindam describes Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova. This person can be doing immense tapas and living an extremely austere life, or be living a highly comfortable life full of indulgence. Bhoga means to be able to indulge the senses. Sangarato va sanga vihina. Either this person is surrounded by people or completely alone. Yasya brahmani ramate chitva. This person revels only in Brahman. Nandati nandati nandateva. He just revels and revels and revels and revels. When Pujya Guruji was teaching us this verse, he said that Shankaracharya had to stop because the meter of the Sanskrit verse stopped. Otherwise, he would have just kept saying, Nandati, 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 Nandati. For this man of perfection knows nothing else than that infinite joy. The best example of this is Sri Ramchandraji himself. Ramchandraji is born into a palace where he was totally doted on. Dashrath Maharaj, his father, the king, waited so long to have a child that he was willing to give everything and anything and went usually above and beyond what was needed. If they wanted a meal, there was enough to feed a village. If they wanted a toy, an entire store was bought for them. And even more so for Sri Ramchandraji, who was his favorite son. That same Ramchandraji, when he had to go and study with the Guru, slept on the floor and ate nothing but very basic fruit, had to help with all the errands that were being done in the ashram just like everyone else, wore simple clothes and lived in austerity. And at that point, one of the brothers actually said, why do we have to live like this? We are princes. We're going to have beautiful beds to sleep in. We don't have to sleep on the floor. And the Guru had said to them, you never know what life is going to bring you. And true enough, as destiny unfolds, Ramchandraji did have to sleep on the floor for many more seasons than just when he was with his Guru. But whether he was in the forest, in exile, or whether he was in the palace, he was extremely happy. There was still that same pleasant smile on his face, because they're not experiencing what is going on outside. They're experiencing the bliss that is reflected in their mind. Something like when actors have to play a part in a drama. When they're playing the part, they have to invoke those emotions and they have to be appropriate to the scene that they are playing. But they're not that character. They're not actually feeling all those things. Sometimes when we watch the making of a certain movie or when we watch the bloopers from that movie, you'll see that it can be a really intense scene, but the actor burst out laughing and then the whole set is in fits of giggle. When we see the actual movie, we have no trace of all the mischief that went on behind the scenes. We see what the director wanted us to see. Everything else is cut out. This man of perfection too acts the part, does what is appropriate, but inside experiences Brahman and Brahman alone, and therefore is constantly reveling. When we see great saints and sages, we may judge them by what they're doing externally, whether they're living in palaces or they're living in simple huts. We might think they're surrounded by people who are wealthy, who are indulging them, or they are living in a cave in the Himalayas. We might judge them by their appearance and their weight and their beard, but they experience none of that. They don't judge themselves by that, nor do they judge us by that. Everything external is known to be ephemeral, not lasting. and they are so firmly rooted in that infinite joy which is lasting. When we're judging, we have to remember we're seeing outside and we're forgetting inside. If we could see inside, we would revel with them. Think about it.
For more in-depth talks from Swamini Supriyananda and other excellent teachers of the Chinmaya mission, you can subscribe to chinmayaclicks.com. You can also visit the Chinmaya channel on YouTube for bite-sized inspiration and discourses on in-depth Vedantic texts. To know about local classes, activities, and upcoming retreats, visit www.chinmayamission.com. And see you on the next podcast.